Good afternoon, Rod. This is Charles with 7883 SEO and Marketing here in Colorado Springs. Reason for my custom video for you is because I am looking for underbuilt websites here in the Colorado Springs area, and I typed in the keyword accounting Colorado Springs, and I was able to pull up a bunch of people, and yours came up, and I started looking at it and noticed that you'd be a good candidate for some optimization and potentially a partial rebuild, really. But what my company does, to tell you a little about us, is we help a lot of companies here in the Front Range, and we do web design, web development, branding, digital marketing on social media and Google Ads, and we do SEO. And so when I typed in the keyword accounting Colorado Springs, I was able to pull up the top competitors, and then I found everybody else on Google Map Packs. And what I noticed is, you guys are an established company that's been around a long time, but I didn't find you guys organically on the front page. So I came to your site and I started scrolling down and trying to figure out why. And a couple of the things that I'm looking at is I see like your photos aren't optimized and you guys don't have a lot of word content. And I mean, I'll just randomly click on another one here just to show you, yeah, it's not optimized properly. And so when Google goes to rank a site, whether that's a new site or an older site that's been updated or anything like that, they're looking for content. So they're looking for photos and they're looking for words. And the word content on a homepage should be somewhere between 12 and 1,500 words, with 8 to 10 keywords in there that are relevant to your industry. And so you guys are lucky if you've got 250 to 300. Subsequent pages need to be around 500 to 750 if you've got really steep competition, and sometimes it requires more. But that's kind of the basis of it. What I want to do is I'd like to take you to basically a metrics program that we use in marketing that tells us all the metrics of any website anywhere in the world. And so I was able to pull up the #1 competitor here locally in Colorado Springs, Sakura CPA, and see what they're pulling in for traffic organically. And so one of the things we look at and is important is the authority score with Google. Theirs is a 14, which is pretty good. Sakura's been around a while. Google can trust them because they've been around. But the other thing that's super important is backlinks and referring domains. And the reason that is essentially a referring domain acts like a Yellow Pages ad, for people to see and people to, where they can find you and drive traffic. And so if you look at their organic search traffic, they got 377 searches in the last month. Another thing that's super important if we go down is to their top organic keywords. They've got 165 organic keywords, and we can actually look in here and we can see what kind of traffic they get. CPA Colorado Springs, they're getting 480 clicks on that a month. Tax Accountant Colorado Springs, 140. Accountants Colorado Springs, 210. Colorado Springs CPA, 70. And the list just goes on and on. And so why that's important is because that's what drives the organic traffic. And without that, without keywords or an abundance of keywords and backlinks, you're not going to get the organic traffic. And the reason that I always tell clients or potential clients this is so important is because, yes, you can be on Google Map Packs as one way to find you, but you never want to put all your eggs in one basket, especially if it's a deep basket. And there's a lot of accountants here in Colorado Springs. So you want to be able to show up organically kind of as a fail-safe, which requires on-page and off-page SEO. So now we're going to pull you up. And your authority score in Google's eyes is an 8, which is, about half of what Scores is. So Google trusts you a lot less. And then we're looking at your backlinks and your referring domains. And you guys don't have quite as many. And that's reflecting in your organic search traffic. You guys only had a total of 8 organic searches, meaning click-through rates and people contacting you that way. And so that's important in the sense that if anybody's calling you on a day-to-day basis, it's because they know of you, know your company name, or they're finding you on Google Map Pack. They're not finding you. Like if I go on and I search up best Chicago hot dog in Colorado Springs, right below the maps is going to be a list of companies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And those are the best companies in town because they're ranking that way. The next thing we look at is your keywords. So Sakura had 165 keywords. You guys only had 21. And if we go in here and click and actually look at the keywords, we can see where your traffic is coming from. Your two biggest keyword factors that I'm seeing up top is intent. So the name of your company and one of the guys within your company, it sounds like, instead of, say, CPA firms, Colorado Springs, you're only getting a 90. You would much rather have a keyword be up top that's buyer intent. So these do not have buyer intent, which is part of the problem. You don't have adequate keywording. So the next thing I want to look at, I want to look at citations, because citations is important because it's a form of a backlink. Now, you compared to Sakura are doing well. You guys are matching, and then opportunities are about the same. And so we can go in and we can click in those. And so if you see something in here that Sakura has, but you guys don't have, we can click in that. We can actually get you those citations, but also the opportunities that are available to you within your industry. So that's a rundown of your company and how your website's currently doing, and I hope that this information is useful. And if you guys are interested in my services, I'd love for you to give us a call or shoot us an email. I'd love to sit down with you on a Zoom call or a phone call or in person for 10 or 15 minutes and just kind of see if we can come up with a goal, and a bar to set, and see if we can't curate a package for you. Well, I appreciate your time, and you have a great day.